Hi guys, it's Emily from Novelle Novels and welcome to today's video. This is the buddy read tag. Now, I didn't think I was going to do any extra videos in February because I thought I'd be gentle, but Danny from Spinelli Speaks tagged me in this and I thought, what a perfect video to put up just after Valentine's Day, because friends are just as important as love, in the romantic love, you know. I love my friends and I love buddy reading. So I thought, what better than do this, share the love. I have not pre-planned this. I've written down the prompts. I've not written any notes for it. I am looking at my camera going, that's not right, but there you go. So I thought, I'm just going to blag it. So I hope you like this. I hope I say things right. You know me, going to give it my best. So let's get on with it. Like I said, I was tagged to do this by the lovely Danny from Spinelli Speaks, who is someone I love buddy reading with, and it's brilliant fun. So thank you, Danny, for tagging me in this. Prompt number 1, accountability. Do you like buddy reads? Hell yeah, I love them. I normally have at least 2 or 3 a month planned. I used to at one point have about 5 or 6, but I've really cut back this year. I'm trying to think if I got my planner out. I've really cut back this year. Like, I think March I've got about 2 or 3 planned, I can't remember. And so I've really cut back. I thought I'd really be a bit more sensible, because at one point I was definitely over buddy reading and I was over planning for myself. So this year I'm being a bit more sensible, but I do love buddy reading because I feel that you can get the most out of it. Well, I'm probably going to say that in a minute. But yeah, I really feel like talking about the books that we read as we're reading along is fantastic and I really enjoy it. Sharing. Is there an ideal sized buddy reads? I think buddy reads are very different from group reads, but even then I think they shouldn't be too much, because otherwise you get some of the quieter people that don't really say as much. I think for buddy reads I would say about 3 or 4 is probably the maximum, because I've had quite a few buddy read groups with Danny, Laura and Ange, and that's the 4 of us. I think that's a perfect size buddy read. It's absolutely perfect because we all get to say our piece on it. We all get to read roughly similar sorts of paces. And yeah, it's really, really enjoyable, like that sort of discussion, because we can have really good discussions about our books and everything else. And I think that's where it kind of works quite nicely, because if you've got too many people, you can't have too little. Like one person buddy read, one person along is brilliant, because we can really chat as we're going along. But no more than 4, I definitely think, is no more than that. 3 or 4 is pretty perfect. Are shorter or longer books better to buddy read? I personally think longer ones, because you can really get the detail and everything. With shorter ones, you're reading them on a daily basis. But then sometimes with shorter ones, you can really get the most out of it, because you can read at a slower pace and you can absorb a lot more as you're going along. But in general, I think longer ones, because you really have to really go deeply into the discussions on it. So there are pluses for both sides. God, I'm making no sense of this video. I think for me, anything over 350 is pretty much a good size buddy read. So not too long to the point where you're missing bits, but not too short because you want to absorb it, or you want to really have something to really talk about, so get gritty enough detail into the books. Community. Are there many types of There are many types of readers. Share a meeting of minds. Again, I love buddy reading with Ange, Danny, Laura, because there is a real meeting of minds there. We have very similar opinions, and when we get fiery about our books, that's really good fun. I think another thing, like I'm doing read-alongs, which is slightly different from buddy reads because it's a bigger group, but that is going really well. Like we're doing the analog at the moment, and oh my god, out of all the read-alongs that I've done, this analog is going, oh my god, I'm sharing a meeting of minds on that is fan-flipping-tastic. I am getting so much more out of Anne of Green Gables this second time with this read-along, and we've got a Boxer groups are great as well, by the way. Fantastic way of reading books together, because you can really go into detail. You can either speak and say your point, and you can really go into detail. You hold the button on and listen to people's really in-depth opinions, or you can just type. But I think, yeah, there's some really, to me, the analog is probably the best one that I'm saying. I know it's not a buddy read, it's a read-along, but we are reading our books so it's like one book a month, and we're really going into real depth on the books, and we're really talking about our feelings as we're going along. We're letting people know how we're going, like what chapter we're talking up to. So I'm getting a lot more out of the books, because even after I've read it and I'm going back and listening to people's comments about what they've read, it's bringing more out in the book, and it's certainly making me appreciate the book a lot more. So on the community side, I find that's really, really helpful. And again, with the Walpole along, I'm picking up things from them that I wouldn't have picked up myself, and I find that's something with reading with other people you can really do. You can get a lot more out of the books. The next one is perspective, but there are many types of readers. Share a difference in perspective. I'm trying to think. I think Grapes of Wrath, that was quite a good one, because I read that with Danny and Andrew. God, talking about them a lot. But we've shared a difference of opinion on that, and that was like two of us liked the book loads, and some of us didn't. And I think it was interesting to hear everyone's different opinions. Also, like at the moment, I'm buddy reading with Gemma from Read a Book Gem, and we're reading We Must Be Brave, and she has already DNF'd it, but I'm carrying on going. I'm liking it slightly more than she is, and that can happen. Sometimes buddy reads can be successful with some people. Sometimes some people have got on with the book and I've not, or sometimes I've loved a book and they've not. I tend to like too many books, but that's me. And it's interesting to hear other people's opinions on books, and I find that's quite fascinating. I think was it Ruth? I buddy read with Naomi, and Naomi got a lot more out of Ruth than I did. So, it's quite interesting. Next one is challenges. Number 6, challenges. Share a public or private challenge to read out of your comfort zone. Actually, I'm doing a readathon reading of the Percy Jackson books, which is slightly out of my comfort zone, because it's YA, fantasy, sort of sci-fi kind of thing, and it's bit different. I'm buddy reading it with a lovely guy from Gaia Athena, and that is out of my comfort zone. It's a series that I've heard really mixed things about, so I'm looking forward to reading it with her and seeing how that. I think for me, sometimes I used to have the public challenge was that I was reading more thrillers, but I now love thrillers now. That was something that I didn't have thought a couple of years ago. I would never have loved scary thrillers, but now they're keeping me bloody going. They're amazing. So it is good to challenge yourself, but also I've challenged myself and read some dystopic books and not liked them. So, they're my sort of challenges, reading outside my comfort zone. Number 7, this is a prompt that I was really looking forward to saying about events. What is your favourite event and why? Now, if I'm being completely honest, there are several readathons I love. I love my readathon that I run with Gemma in January. That's going to be annual, guys. Don't worry, that will be an annual readathon. I love Jane Austen July, and I really enjoy that. I plan my books for that all year, but there is one readathon every year I love. I get excited about it. I spend all year planning it. It is my favourite readathon ever, and that has to be Victober. Victober is my favourite readathon ever. I'm having a bit of a rough time with my classics at the moment, but Victober gets me to the challenges that the host put out. They're fantastic. Jane Austen July, it tends to be similar sort of prompts, which is fine. I love it anyway. But something I love with Victober is they change the prompts every year. They change the challenges. So you can really kind of get a feel of pushing your boundaries on your Victorian books. And you can try things that you didn't think you'd like. Like last year, one of the challenges was, I can't even remember what the prompt was, but it ended up getting me to read Lady Audley's Secret by Mary Elizabeth Braddon. And that was one of my favourite books of last year. That was what Victober did to me last year. It was amazing at challenging me. And I found new favourite Victorian authors. I found new books that I would like to pick up. It really pushed my boundaries, and it's got me so looking forward to. I think now sort of February, March time is where I start planning my books. So when I'm going charity shopping with Gemma, or when I'm going to Henley on my birthday with Chris, I will be looking for classics to really push my boundaries and to get ready for Victober, because I want to be able to smash it out of the park. It is my favourite event of the year. I do like non-fiction November, but as you well know, non-fiction November, I don't really tend to go with the prompts. Whereas Victober, I go into it with every bit. I also host a read-along in it. So like every other year, I've done Jane Eyre, and I've done Wuthering Heights. just to give you a heads up, this year I'm going to be doing the Tenant of Wildfire Hall, although I won't be doing it with Kate this time. So I'm looking for some co-hosts that want to do the read along with me for the Tenant of Wildfire Hall by Anne Bronte, because I'd like to do a Bronte book. But let me know in the comments below if you'd like to co-host that with me. But I also love doing that. I love doing read-alongs with the readathon. It's just out there, my favourite one. Okay, that's a bit of a rambling prompt. Number 8, can't stop a booktuber you buddy read the most with. My booktube bestie, Gemma from Read a Book Gem. She is my booktube bestie. I love that girl with every bit of my flipping heart. She is one of my favourite people, not just my booktube friend, but someone that I buddy read with pretty much every month. We've got a list of buddy reads. Oh my God, if I could show you the list. We've got so many books on our buddy read list. Some months we smash it. We have books that we love. Other months, like this month in February, We Must Be Brave, nada. We've already picked our book for March, and that's one that I am so excited about. So let me know if you want me to sneak that peek. But I love reading with Gemma. Most of the time we like the same books, but we don't always. Like, I loved Get a Life, Chloe Brown, as you well know. She didn't. She read it, in January and didn't love it. So we're going to have different opinions, but the way we talk about them is so interesting. She is such a fascinating person, and I buddy read the most with her. But also Gaia from Gaia Athena, I buddy read a lot with her, and love buddy reading with her. She's so intelligent, so sweet. Why she doesn't have more subscribers, I don't know, but she's an absolute booktube friend that I love to pieces, and I need to tag her down below because she always writes such lovely comments as well, by the way, guys. In my comments, she always replies so long. She writes such long comments, and I can't always reply as much because my time varies, but she's so sweet. So won't stop with number 9, a booktuber you haven't buddy read with but want to. Sneaky peek for April. I haven't ever buddy read with Katie from Books and Things, but we are buddy reading a book in April. I've never buddy read with her, and I have always wanted to because she is one of the booktubers I look up to the most. I really look up to that girl. She is absolutely incredible. She's highly intelligent. She's publishing her own book. She's one of my favourite channels ever, and one of the first channels I subscribed to, and I've always wanted to buddy read with her because she picks up so many amazing books. She does love her historical fiction, obviously. She loves her classics. She loves a lot of genres similar to me, and it's her job. She does the job that I would love the most. She does publishing. She's so intelligent, so I can't wait to buddy read with her. Who else? I'm trying to think. I would like to do a separate buddy read, because obviously I've done the readathons with two of my booktube besties, another 2 booktube friends that I've become friends with in the last 6 months, and that's Alice and Gemma from Gemma Books, and Alice from Alice and the Giant Bookshelves. I actually would love to buddy read, do a separate book, just do one-on-one buddy read with those 2 each, right? Or do a group buddy read with those 2 as well, because I would like to do that. I think they would be really fascinating to buddy read with, because they're 2 amazing ladies. I know I probably have started raving about them a lot in the last few months, but in the last 6 months we've become real friends, and they are truly 2 of the nicest ladies. All of the people I've spoken about today in this buddy read, I adore. You know, you're all absolutely incredible, but I would love to do a separate buddy read with Gemma and Alice. I think they would be fascinating to do it with because they're lovely. And lastly, tag people. This video's not been too long. So obviously anyone that I've mentioned, please, you are tagged anyway, but the people that I'm going to separately tag are Alice, obviously, and Gemma. Berna from Berna's Bookish Adventures. Oh, she's another person. I love buddy reading with Berna. I don't want you to forget that. Berna's highly intelligent. She's great taste in books. Love buddy reading with her. And then the only other person is Ross from Scally Dangling in the Books. We've only buddy read once, and that was a book that floundered, but I would love to buddy read with her again at some point. So all of these people that I mentioned that are all going to be tagged down below. I'm hoping I can remember to tag everyone. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and not subscribed yet, bring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.